As promised, let's get back to it and let's talk a little bit more about the AFP application. So AFP, or Specialised Foundation Program, is the program where you can mix in research and can mix in teaching with your foundation program. Typically, you get 4 blocks. One additional one would be for research or teaching. They expect that you are a phenomenal clinician because you take so much time away from your clinical duties for research purposes. It does make you look like a well-rounded applicant and then helps you further down the line. So you still apply through the main foundation program application. So we're going to go back to Oriel and I'll show you exactly what I mean. One thing that people never talk about is how to be competitive for the academic or the Specialised Foundation Program. And believe it or not, it depends on which deanery you apply for. So as you can see in the screen above, I picked 2 deaneries and one of my mates got the Specialised Foundation Program. She picked it in Hull. She really wanted to do teaching alongside her foundation program, and she didn't know if she would be accepted to some of the deaneries like London or Manchester, where it's a big city and many people want to be there because of the livelihood and the city life. So she picked a place that she knew would be less desirable to go to be competitive for the program. Next, as part of your application, you need to provide evidence for your educational achievements. So that's any additional degrees, including PhDs or masters, any presentations where you presented some scientific research, any merits, distinctions, any awards from your medical school or undergrad, and then finally, any publications that you've published. Here is literally my completed application. You can see details of my education, where I graduated from, the years of my graduation, the presentation, also the details of the presentation name, what meeting it was at, where it was, how it was delivered. So it's super detailed. And then all the awards, any achievements that I've received, and then finally publications, and once again details of where it was submitted, what year, and you have to fill in those details individually. One of the main things that helps you get shortlisted for AFP is the white space answers. White space answers are short, structured prompts that universities and different programs use to understand why you want to go into academia. They want examples of QI projects, of research, of teaching examples to showcase your portfolio. This is something that I didn't know before when I was writing it. So how to write them? They want you to use STAR, so situation, task, action, result, and reflection. So the situation is the context, the task was what you had to deliver, the action is what you specifically did, the result is literally what happened, the poster, the teaching feedback, whatever it may be. And then the reflection is how you can bring this and act upon this in the foundation program. On my screen is not my final answers. This was how I went about. On my screen is not the final answers. This is how I went about writing my AFP and SFP. I jotted down a few things that I wanted to talk about, and then I went into writing it. So this is not the finalized application, but this just shows you the different questions that they ask and where they want the white space answers. And I also want to show you the First Choice AFP SFP website. This is the website that people use to help with good examples of white space answers and also for advice regarding the AFP SFP interviews. So here's me just scrolling through the website showing you what to expect before you get the official membership. And then here's an example of a question. The power of 3. Okay, we're back at the FP application site. Now you've got to provide supporting information for all of the claims that you've made. And here's what it looks like. And now you can follow the video to where the previous video I published takes off. So I was fortunate to get shortlisted for a Specialised foundation program. Here is the email and what it looks like. What I would say helped me out was I had evidence for my interest in different categories. So I had the posters, I had the presentation, I had publications, teaching awards, and my white space answers reflected why I wanted to do things, and all the evidence was reiterated in those short prompts. And how it works is that they actually read those prompts and then they score you for them. So this email, I received it in November, so don't be alarmed if you don't get it immediately. They still have to go through all those applications and try to figure out who they want to invite for the interview. In the email, they also let you know what to expect from the interview. So each interview is typically 30 minutes long, and you've got 2 sections, or I guess it depends on the deanery, but for me, there were 2 sections. The first one was a clinical scenario and how you would go about it. You get 5 minutes of prep time, so I had a paper and pen. And then for 10 minutes, you would talk about what you would do in that scenario. And then for section 2, it is the career aspirations. So what would you like to do with this and how this would push your career forward? And my official interview, I will talk about it and you guys will hear all about it in the next video. Let's get back to Oriel. So here's how you can find your correspondence. They send you messages about everything. Here's the preferences. You can update your preferences. I don't remember off the top of my head to what date. And then finally, under the interviews tab, this is how you can book an interview slot. Okay, so here are the different slots with the different timings and the different panels. You don't know anything about the different panels, like who's on them, etc., because it's meant to be anonymous and fair. Here you can put in any special arrangements that you may need. And then finally, here it is, it's booked. And you get a confirmation email and message. And this is me just showing you guys the one I was rejected from. It shows you in red that my journey has ended there. In the next video, I reveal my actual interview. In the meantime, let me know if there are any other videos that I can help you out with. Stay tuned and comment below if you've got any questions. Have a good one. See you next time.